What if the way you've been engaging in self-pleasure is the root cause of your struggling sex life? As a board-certified urologist with over 30 years of experience, I've worked with thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond who face erectile dysfunction, diminished arousal, or fading confidence due to age, but because of private habits they never questioned. I'm Dr. James Carter, a men's health specialist dedicated to helping older men restore vitality, rebuild sexual performance, and enjoy fulfilling intimacy. Masturbation is natural and can be healthy, but when done incorrectly, it can silently harm sensitivity, stamina, and self-esteem, creating distance in relationships and eroding that vital spark of masculinity. In this video, I'll uncover the 5 most common masturbation mistakes that could be wrecking your sex life and provide practical, science-backed solutions to fix them. Whether you're dealing with weak erections, trouble climaxing, or a lack of desire, these insights could be the key to reclaiming your confidence and connection. One mistake, in particular, is so widespread. 9 out of 10 men do it without realizing, yet it numbs sensitivity and trains your brain to fail during real intimacy. Stay with me to learn how small changes can make a profound difference in your health and relationships as you age. Before we get started, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any more honest, no-nonsense health advice made especially for men like you. If you find this video helpful, type yes in the comments. If not, type number. I read every response, and your feedback helps me create better content that truly supports your health and well-being. Mistake 1. The death grip. Too much pressure, too often. Let's dive into the first and most damaging habit I see in men over 60, the death grip. I've sat across from countless good men, husbands, fathers, grandfathers, who've whispered in my office, "Doctor, something's changed. I can't feel as much anymore. I'm not responding the way I used to." When we explore their habits, a pattern emerges. They've been using an extremely tight grip during masturbation for years, sometimes decades. This is called the death grip knot, a clinical term, but an accurate one. It describes gripping the penis too tightly and moving too fast during self-pleasure. At first it feels intense, even satisfying, but over time it backfires. The constant pressure and friction condition your body to respond only to that exaggerated stimulation. Your brain rewires, expecting that tight intensity to achieve arousal or climax. This creates a disconnect with real-life intimacy, which involves gentler, more varied sensations from a partner's hand, mouth, or body. The result is heartbreaking. You're with someone you love, but your body doesn't respond. Erections are weaker, climaxing is harder, and confidence erodes. You may avoid intimacy, not because you don't want it, but because you fear you can't deliver. This isn't about being broken, it's about training your body to rely on unnatural stimuli. I recall a 67-year-old patient, Tom, a retired firefighter, who struggled with this. He admitted to using a tight grip since his 20s, unaware of the toll. After months of frustration in his marriage, he felt defeated. The death grip doesn't just affect performance, it creates emotional distance, making men feel disconnected from their masculinity. No one deserves that, especially not in their later years. Solution for mistake 1. The good news? You can reverse this damage with intentional changes. Start by loosening your grip to mimic the softer, more natural sensations of intimacy. Use a high-quality, body-safe lubricant water-based for easy cleanup or silicone-based for longer glide. Reduce friction and protect sensitive skin. Slow down, explore varied touches, and focus on sensation rather than rushing to climax. For Tom, switching to a gentler technique and using lubricant transformed his experience. Within 6 weeks, he reported stronger erections and renewed confidence with his wife. Try this. Set aside 10-15 minutes for self-pleasure, focusing on light, varied strokes. Incorporate deep breathing to enhance relaxation and blood flow. If you're consistent, sensitivity can return, often within weeks. Pair this with lifestyle changes like regular exercise, brisk walking, or yogato boosts circulation, which supports sexual health. Patience is key. Your body can relearn healthier patterns, restoring both performance and self-esteem. If you're still watching and these insights are resonating with you, type the number 1 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. I truly appreciate it. Now, let's move on to the next important mistake you need to know about. Mistake 2, overusing repetitive pornography. The second mistake is relying on the same pornography over and over, a habit that rewires your brain's arousal system in harmful ways. I've heard countless men in their 60s and 70s confide, "I don't feel the same spark with my partner anymore." They often attribute it to aging, but when we discuss their habits, the truth emerges. They've been watching the same porn videos or genres for years, creating a neurological rut. Your brain is highly adaptable, forming strong associations between specific, stimuli-like intense, edited visuals, and sexual pleasure. Over time, it prioritizes those pixels over real-world touch, voice, or emotional connection. This leads to desensitization, a condition where natural arousal feels flat. You may seek more extreme content to feel anything, and during intimacy with a partner, your body struggles to respond. This isn't just a preference, it's a neurological shift that can make real connection feel numb or forced. I worked with John, a 70-year-old accountant who felt distant from his wife during intimacy. He'd relied on the same porn category for decades, unaware it had dulled his responsiveness. This isn't uncommon. Studies show excessive porn use can reduce dopamine sensitivity, making natural intimacy less rewarding. John's story had a turning point. After taking a break from porn and focusing on imagination-based arousal like recalling past intimate moments with his wife, he rediscovered excitement in real connection within a month. The emotional toll of this mistake is profound. It can make you feel broken or disconnected, eroding the joy of intimacy. But it's reversible with awareness and effort. Solution for mistake 2. To break this cycle, start by reducing porn use gradually. Take a week-long break, focusing on sensual touch without screen soothes your hands to explore your body slowly, noticing sensations. Alternatively, try reading erotica or listening to audio stories to engage your imagination. If you use porn, vary the content to avoid fixation on one type, or better yet, share intimate fantasies with your partner to rebuild connection. John and his wife began exploring shared sensual experiences like mutual massage, which reignited their spark. Support this with mindfulness practices. 5 minutes of meditation daily can enhance your focus on natural arousal. Research suggests that reducing porn exposure for 30 days can reset dopamine pathways, improving responsiveness. Be patient, your brain needs time to rewire, but the reward is deeper, more spontaneous intimacy that feels alive and real. Mistake 3, masturbating like it's a race. The third mistake is masturbating like it's a race, quick, quiet, and guilty. This resonates with many men. Growing up, the message was clear: sex was taboo, and masturbation was something you hid. You did it quickly, quietly, maybe behind a locked door, afraid someone might walk in. Like most boys, you learned to rush, training your body to climax as fast as possible. No connection, no awareness, just relief and guilt. The problem? Many men carry this into adulthood. Even in their 60s or 70s, they treat self-pleasure like a sprint, not realizing how it impacts their sexual health. I've had patients tell me they finish in under a minute no because they want to, but because it's habit. They wonder why they struggle with premature ejaculation during intimacy. It's no mystery. Years of rushing train your body to climax quickly, whether alone or with a partner. This robs you of intimacy. There's no time to connect with your body or explore what feels good. Worse, it reinforces shame, making pleasure feel like something to hide. I met a 66-year-old patient, Mark, a former teacher, who rushed through self-pleasure out of habit. He struggled with premature ejaculation, which strained his relationship. The guilt he carried made him avoid intimacy, believing he was past his prime. This pattern isn't just physical, it's emotional. Rushing perpetuates a cycle of shame and disconnection, diminishing self-esteem and the joy of intimacy. But it doesn't have to be this way. You deserve pleasure without panic. Solution for mistake 3. You deserve time, curiosity, and pleasure without shame. Start by slowing down. Set aside 15-20 minutes for self-pleasure, treating it as an exploration, not a race. Breathe deeply to relax your nervous system and experiment with varied touches to rediscover what feels good. Mark practiced this, using slow, intentional strokes and focusing on sensation. Within 3 weeks, he reported longer-lasting intimacy and a newfound sense of control. Try this exercise during self-pleasure. Pause every few minutes to breathe deeply and check in with your body. This builds stamina and awareness. Outside of solo time, practice mindfulness. Apps like Headspace or Calm can help you stay present. By giving yourself permission to enjoy pleasure fully, you break the cycle of guilt, enhancing both solo and partnered experiences. This shift can transform intimacy into a source of joy and connection, not stress. If you're still here and finding these insights helpful, go ahead and type the number 1 in the comments to let me know you're with me. I appreciate you taking this journey seriously. Now, let's continue with the 4th mistake that too many men overlook. Mistake 4. Not using lubrication or using the wrong kind. The 4th mistake is not using lubrication or using the wrong kind. Countless patients have described discomfort or irritation after self-pleasure, assuming it's just aging. When I ask if they use lubricant, I get a blank stare or, "No, I never needed it before." That's the problem. As we age, skin becomes thinner, more fragile, and natural moisture decreases. Yet many men treat their bodies like they're 25, using dry hands or worse lotions and products not meant for intimate skin. Masturbating without lubrication is uncomfortable and damaging. Friction causes micro tears, leading to sensitivity loss, inflammation, and chronic irritation, dulling the sensations you want to enjoy. Using improper products like petroleum jelly or scented lotions can clog pores, disrupt delicate genital skin, and increase infection or allergic reaction risks. I've seen men harm themselves unknowingly because no one taught them better. A 73-year-old patient, David, experienced persistent irritation until he learned his body lotion was the culprit. Without guidance, he'd assumed discomfort was normal for his age. This mistake compounds over time. Sensitivity loss can make intimacy less pleasurable, leading to frustration and avoidance. But it's preventable with simple changes that protect your body and enhance enjoyment. Solution for mistake 4. Protect your skin and restore pleasure with proper lubrication. Use a high-quality, body-safe lubricant, water-based for easy cleanup and condom compatibility, or silicone-based for longer-lasting glide if dryness is an issue. Natural options like coconut oil are effective, but avoid perfumed or petroleum-based products. David switched to a water-based lube and noticed reduced irritation and heightened sensation within days. He said, "It's like I'm feeling things again for the first time in years." Apply lubricant generously before self-pleasure and reapply as needed to minimize friction. Pair this with gentle techniques to preserve sensitivity. Outside of solo time, support skin health with a balanced diet rich in omega-3s, for example, salmon, walnuts, to maintain tissue elasticity. Check with a doctor if irritation persists, as it may signal other issues. This small change can prevent long-term damage and make intimacy more comfortable and enjoyable. Mistake 5. Carrying shame into the bedroom. The 5th mistake is the hardest to admit and the most dangerous: carrying shame into the bedroom. This doesn't damage the body directly, but erodes confidence, connection, and your sense of self as a sexual man. I've sat across from men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, good, kind, intelligent men who lower their voice when mentioning masturbation as if it's shameful. Some grew up in religious households, others in eras when sex was taboo. Even if they logically know there's nothing wrong with self-pleasure, emotionally, they feel guilt. This shame permeates everything. It makes intimacy with a partner harder, leads to self-doubt about desire, masculinity, and worth. You may think you're too old for pleasure, distancing yourself from connection even when you crave it. I worked with a 75-year-old patient, Robert, who avoided intimacy with his partner because he felt ashamed of his solo habits. He believed he was broken, not realizing shame was the real barrier. This emotional weight can make you withdraw, robbing you of the joy and connection you deserve. But it doesn't have to define you, there's a path forward. Solution for mistake 5. It's time to let go of shame and embrace self-pleasure as a healthy act of self-care. Reflect on where your guilt comes from cultural, religious, or social influences and consciously challenge those beliefs. Robert started journaling about his feelings, which helped him see masturbation as a natural part of his vitality. Within a month, he felt more confident and reconnected with his partner. Try affirmations like, "My pleasure is my right," or meditate for 5 minutes daily to foster self-compassion. During self-pleasure, create a positive environment, dim lights, play calming music, and focus on enjoyment without judgment. Share your journey with a trusted partner or therapist to break the silence around shame. Studies show that reducing guilt around sexuality improves mental health and intimacy outcomes. By treating self-pleasure as a form of self-respect, you rebuild trust in yourself, opening the door to deeper connections with others and a renewed sense of worth at any age. Conclusion: take back control of your intimacy. If you've made it this far, I want to speak to you directly, not as a doctor, but as a man who understands how personal this is. We've explored 5 mistakes: the death grip, repetitive porn, rushing like it's a race, skipping lubrication, and carrying shame that quietly disconnect you from your body, partner, and self. Maybe you've felt the frustration of weak erections, the distance from repetitive porn, the guilt of rushing, the discomfort of dry friction, or the weight of shame. These don't make you weak, they make you human. But now you know, and knowledge is power. You can choose to continue down a path of disconnection or pause and unlearn what no longer serves you. Loosen your grip, diversify arousal sources, slow down, use proper lubrication, and release shame. Each step reclaims your right to pleasure, connection, and confidence. A 70-year-old patient told me, after adopting these changes, "I feel alive again, like I've rediscovered a part of myself." That's my hope for your restoration, not restriction. Your body and pleasure still matter, and you're not too far gone. Start with one change today. Try a gentler grip, take a porn-free week, or reflect on releasing guilt. Observe how your body and mind respond. There's no perfect formula, but there's a better way, one rooted in self-care and dignity. Your age doesn't define your masculinity, your choices do. If this message spoke to you, please like this video, share it with someone who might need it, and leave a comment below. I read every one. Your story, questions, and support matter. They help me create honest, meaningful content for your health and confidence. Stay tuned for my next video, where I'll guide you through a mindful self-pleasure practice for men over 60 to support your vitality and intimacy.